All right, if you're prepping for the IELTS exam, listen up. There's a tiny, almost invisible error that could be secretly pulling your writing score down. It's super sneaky, but stick with me for a few minutes, and I promise you, once I show you what it is, you'll start seeing it everywhere. So let's just jump right in. How do you feel about the words it, they, and this in your essays? I know, they seem so basic, right? But if you're even a little bit fuzzy on exactly what those words are referring to, you could have a problem that's way bigger than you think.
So why is this such a big deal? Well, because this isn't just about picky grammar rules. This error directly attacks one of the 4 big scoring categories for your IELTS writing: coherence and cohesion. That's 25% of your score, and it's all about how well your ideas flow together. It's basically the examiner's way of checking if your thinking is clear.
Yeah, try to put yourself in the examiner's shoes for a second. When they read a sentence and a pronoun is vague, they have to stop. They have to reread, and they have to guess what you meant. Every single time that happens, your coherence and cohesion score takes a hit. When it comes to the IELTS, clarity is king.
Okay, so to fix this thing, we've got to know what to call it. Let's get really clear on what a pronoun reference error actually is, because once you can name the problem, you can start to hunt it down and fix it.
Basically, what's happening here is a tiny breakdown in logic. See, a pronoun's only job is to stand in for a specific noun. The fancy grammar word for that noun is the antecedent. When that connection between the pronoun and its noun gets blurry or breaks completely, boom, you've got a reference error.
You know, here's the best way to think about it. Imagine every pronoun is a finger, pointing at something in your sentence. For your writing to make sense, that finger has to point to one and only one specific noun. The second it points to 2 things at once, or even worse, points to nothing at all, your reader is totally lost. All right, enough with the theory. Let's make this real. We're going to walk through the 3 most common ways people fall into this trap, and I'll show you some simple before and after examples so you can see exactly what's going wrong and how to fix it.
Okay, trap number 1, and this is the big one, is the ambiguous reference. This happens when your pronoun could reasonably point to more than one noun. It creates confusion and forces your reader to guess, and on the IELTS, guessing is bad.
Just look at this classic example. The researcher told the assistant he would receive a bonus. Wait, who's he? Who's getting the bonus? The researcher? The assistant? It's impossible to tell. Now, the fix might sound a little repetitive, but it is 100% clear. And let me tell you, on this exam, being clear is always more important than trying to sound fancy by avoiding repetition.
Now, this next trap is something we all do when we're just talking. It's when we use words like this or it to refer to a whole idea or an entire situation instead of one specific noun. And while that's totally fine in a conversation, in formal academic writing, it's just too vague.
Check out the difference here. The city council canceled the recycling program. This angered many residents. What's this? Well, it's the whole idea of the cancellation. The corrected version is so much more powerful because it names the action specifically, the cancellation of the program. It's just instantly sharper and sounds way more professional.
And finally, we have trap number 3, the missing reference. This one is the clearest mistake of all. It's when you use a pronoun, but the noun it's supposed to be pointing to, well, it's not even in the sentence. The pointer is just waving around at nothing.
Take a look. In the government's report, they recommend new policies. So who is they? Your brain wants to say the government, but the word in the sentence is governments, which is possessive. It's describing the report. The word they has nothing to connect to. The fix is easy. Just make the government the actual subject. Then the pronoun its has a clear singular noun to point back to. Simple, but so important.
Okay, so now you know what the enemy looks like. The question is, how do you find and destroy these errors in your own writing? I'm going to give you a super simple, foolproof formula that you can use every single time you proofread your work.
This is it. This is your battle plan. It's just 2 simple mechanical steps. You don't have to be a grammar wizard for this. You just need to put on your detective hat for a few minutes when you're reviewing your essay.
Step 1 is the hunt. When you have that precious time at the end to check your work, don't just read it over. I want you to actively scan your essay for these specific words. I mean it. Literally circle every single one you find on the page. Think of them as potential red flags.
And now for step 2, the check.
For every pronoun you just circled, you have to be able to take your pen and physically draw an arrow back to the one and only one noun it's replacing. This is a pass-fail test. There's no in between.
And this right here is the single most important rule to take away from all this. If you can't draw a clean, direct arrow from that pronoun to a single noun, you've found an error. It's that simple. If the arrow is shaky, if it could go to two different places, you know you've got to rewrite that sentence.
By doing this simple two-step check, you're not just fixing tiny grammar mistakes. You are actively making your writing sharper, you're showing the examiner you have high-level skills, and you are protecting that all-important coherence and cohesion score.
So here's the final thought. Learning to spot this one error does so much more than just fix one problem. It actually retrains your brain to be a more critical reader of your own writing. It's like getting a new pair of glasses. Suddenly, everything is sharper. So the real question is, now that you can see this, what other hidden errors are you going to find next?